Hey yo guys, welcome back to my Blasphemous 2 Platinum walkthrough. We are on the final part now, part 12. So we should be popping the Platinum at the end of this video, fingers crossed. It works out that way for you as well. So to begin with, we're going to kick off with some grinding. Hopefully you won't have to do as much as what I do. I think my grinding should be the most somebody has to do following me. Because there's probably a good chance you've killed more enemies than what I have, so you've probably got more marks of martyrdom. But all we're going to do now, we're at the bottom of the two moons. Yeah, we're underneath the two moons. We're just going to keep going from left to right, from left and right to left, between them two save points at the bottom of the region. Just going to go between them, killing all the enemies in between them, save, change direction, kill all the enemies, save, change direction, and just keep doing that. That's not really... It's tricky with this. I mean, the big enemies do normally give you more for your marks of martyrdom meter for combat. But you don't normally find a bunch of them together. That's the thing. You can normally find one or two, and that's it. So this area does work quite well. This is the sort of last area. There's quite a lot of enemies in sort of a small space of time. You know, a small distance. And normally one lap will pretty much get you almost 1 bar. It's a little bit less, probably about 0.9, as long as you're wearing them rosary beads. So make sure you are wearing the beads, which increase how much marks of martyrdom you get from enemies. Yep, and just keep doing this, guys. I'll give you this one lap as an example. To kill all the enemies, use the spirit to help you. Rest, head back, and do it all again. This would take you about 30 minutes at the most. It took me 30 minutes, so like I say, you should at least be a little bit further than what I am into all your marks of martyrdom from combat. So if anything, you've probably got a little bit less to do than me. But yeah, it took me about 30 minutes doing this. Even on my first blind playthrough, where I killed absolutely everything, pretty much, I still had to farm this. Not as much, but I still had to do it. So I think it's sort of inevitable that you have to farm here. And yep, so a bit of edit there, guys. I've done my farming. This is where this is where I should get the last point, not a trophy, where I should get my last marks of martyrdom. And by the way, while we're doing this, I did get my trophy for killing 300 enemies with the mace. I'm not going to show it. I don't need to. It's self-explanatory. Just kill 300 enemies. Yeah, I did get that trophy while doing this. So as long as you change your weapons each time you got up to 300 kills, like I was doing. We did daggers first, remember? Then we did the swords. And then we finished with the mace. Yeah, you should have got all them sort of naturally while doing everything else, without having to farm the kills separately. They should all come while playing the game and farming these marks of martyrdom. So that's it. That's my last one. You see at the bottom left it says max. I've got them all. So what we're going to do now? Yeah, we're going to warp back to the save point, back to the city. City of a blessed name. And once we get back here, guys, yep, I think I go to weapon memories tab first. Yep, and I buy all the memories for the daggers, and that's it. Storm of Death trophy, and also the Warrior of the Silent Sorrow. Yep, that's for unlocking all weapon memories. So you should have all weapon memories for all 3 weapons unlocked, guys. That'll get you them trophies. Once you've done so, we're going to warp over to the Grills and Ruin next. The left save point in that area. Because we're just going to go and talk to Castro and buy everything we need from him. We've bought everything from Regina. We've bought everything from my dildo. So all we've got left is this guy down here. This guy, which normally has things which are quite easy to miss. There's sort of there's two outcomes to certain quests or actions, and this guy will give you sell whatever you would have got from the other outcomes. So yeah, just buy everything from him. You should get the final prayers here. Get that trophy I just got. The final rosary beads. Yeah, actor non-verba. Find all the prayers. Full devotion. Find all the rosary beads. Yep, you should get them, guys. That should have been... There should have been your final prayer and your final rosary bead, and you should also have got some figures, the veteran one and the punished one. So once you've done so, walk up to City of Blessed Name. Come and talk to Vidina, whatever her name is, in here. Give her all the remembrances. You want to give a remembrance of the Confessor, of Cesario, and remembrance of Tryphon and Chrysanta. Yep, you should get a lot of figures. You'll get the Confessor, the Selfless Father, Tryphon, and Chrysanta. Once you give her the well, once you've completed the Confessor, I didn't mention this earlier, did I? Once you complete the Confessor's quest line, after and he gives you the remembrance, you can actually confess from your save point now. The option just won't appear unless you are guilty. Right, yeah, you should get our trophy, guys. The work of the Master. That's bringing every remembrance to one of the sculptors. You get the weight of penance. That's for finding all the figures. Yep, I've got one missing here, and it took me a moment to work out why. It's because I've still got remembrance, so I didn't give them all to her. So yeah, to make sure you did give her all the remembrance, I was really worried at this point. I was like, no, what have I missed? No. But all it was, I didn't realise I didn't give her all of the remembrances. So yeah, make sure you do give her everything you've got, and then that should be everything. I'm just going to have to edit this as it looks like I'm stuck on the screen for a long time, pondering why I missed it. Here we go. I think it finally clicked what happened. Oh, there we go. See, hand over memento. I hadn't handed over all the remembrances. And there you go. That should get you last figure, guys. And you get that trophy, weight of penance. Find all of the figures. They're 35 in total. If you are missing any of this, look at my text guide. And you can see them all in there. Right, so once you've done that, guys, we're going to go to the save point. And that's actually a misc trophy. Just come over to the save point, old piece of favours. And you want to put Castula and Tryphon together. And they need to be in 2 slots, the same 2 slots together, and they need to be facing each other, not facing away. That's it. Put them 2 together, guys, and you'll get that trophy. 2 old ones eating soup. Yeah, put Tryphon and Castula in the same pair, facing each other, and that'll get you that misc trophy. Right, next up is to get ready for the trophy for dealing over 250 damage in a single attack. It has to be 251 or more. 250 will not work. I know, because I've tried it. It's really annoying when you go to 250 damage and the trophy won't pop. Alright, so I'll show you my builds. Yeah, this is a build we're going to be going with, guys. We're basically going for sort of critical chance damage. Yeah, so slow this down if you need to. Make sure you've got all these prayers. Make sure they're all in the same order as well, in the same slots. Because you see them top 2, we've actually got resonance from putting them pairs together. Switching one out there by the looks of it. Yeah, going for critical chance, and I did have a build going of figures where I could do 258 damage without a critical just by default. But it's a little bit buggy. I think sometimes the figures don't synergize properly, or maybe it was bugged. That's why I was doing too much. But a lot of time when I do it, the same figures, it will only give me 250 damage. Whereas before, I've been getting 258 from exactly the same setup, so I'm not sure what's occurring. I remember I did get 250 before one time, and then I messed about, and then it popped back up to 258. But I've not been able to get it working this time, so all we're going to do is going to go for critical chance. This will definitely give you enough, you're just relying on a critical. But then figures we have, guys, that will increase your critical chance anyway, so it'll probably only take you 3 to 5 attempts at most. Yeah, make sure you use all your bio flasks, because of these, obviously we've got a figure equipped which will increase your damage based on your flasks being empty. And all you're going to be doing, yeah, coming up to this enemy, you change to your fire mace, and then you'll charge it up and hit it. That's all you got to do. You saw then I did 222 damage, but once critical you'll do probably like 290 or something. And like I say, critical chance probably like 30%. So it's not going to take too long, don't worry. Just try it. If not, walk back to city, come back. It's just to the left of the city save point, easy to do. There we go, guys, 290. This is Blasphemy. You'll know when it's critical because the damage value will be red. I guess technically more than 250, so 250 ain't going to work. But it's actually quite tricky to hit that much damage in this. I'm not sure why they put that trophy in there. You can do it with prayers quite easily, but prayers will not pop that trophy. I've tried, I've got a lot of prayers, I've managed to get way over 250 using prayers, but it will not pop the trophy. It's got to be with a weapon. Right, so next guys, we'll warp into a Grills and Ruin, area. To the far left save point, you're going to unequip every figure. And what you're going to do now is farm your executions. So you're going to do it on these enemies. Use your swords and just go for a three hit combo. If that doesn't stagger them, just leave them alive. I mean, you might kill him by mistake like I do that guy. So 3 hits, and if it doesn't pop an execution, leave him, move on to the next. There'll be 4 enemies along the bottom, and then what you do, you go through that right exit, come back in. The enemies you left alive will have all the health back, and then you can try it on them again on your way back to save point. And obviously rest at save point to respawn them all. And then just run that lap again, guys. Keep doing it until you get your 50 executions. Just 3 hit combo. If not, move on to the next. Like I say, try to leave them alive if you can, because when you change screens and come back, the HP will be back to full, and you can try again on your way back to save point. This took me about, I think it took me about 20 minutes to do this. I think I needed like 30 or 35 more kills or so. So yeah, I'll leave you to it, guys. Get that done, all 50 executions. I know it's a bit annoying we have to do this. I think 25 would have been a better number. Okay, so brief edit there, guys. This is where I got my final one. Just one of these punks. When it comes to that build, by the way, for the over 250 damage, if you look at my text guide, I've got a full list of all the figures there. If you don't want to slow down the video, you can just check that way. Okay, so yeah, the merciless one, that's one you will get. And then once you've got that, you're going to warp to the north save point in the elevated temples. So now we're going to get the final ending, ending A, and that should be platinum. Oh, and we also need 100% of the map. So it's going to come up to this room first, and it's going to unlock it. Just unlock it and go inside. That should be the last map space. There you go. Second pilgrimage. That didn't pop for you just then. You've missed some of the map somewhere, guys. You have to go and have a very careful look over your map. Try and work it out. Right, back to save point next. And yep, true martyrdom. That doesn't pop until you rest at save point for some reason. But once you've got 100% and you rest at save point, that trophy will pop, guys. True martyrdom. That's what my map looks like. Right, so once you've got them trophies, now we're going to get ending A. So what you want to equip these same figures in the same slots as I do. Yep, like so. Them 4 figures need to be exactly the same slots. Basically, the ones with a gold, like a gold sheet around them, they need to be on the inner corners of the pairs, and they all need to be pointing to the middle of the sort of gap in between all the figure slots. And they should all turn gold once in the correct place, and then equip the ones I do in the 3 slots. And then what's going to happen, guys, once you go to do this ending, those 4 figures which are gold are going to get destroyed permanently. So what you want to do, just in case they do add a new game plus, and you want to keep them figures for new game plus, either make a backup save here, so you can back up after you've done this and got all the trophies. You can back up, and then after you've got trophies, restore your save, so you've got his figures back. Or if you don't have the means, guys, to back up your save, there is a way around it and still keep them. What it means you'd have to do is once they get destroyed, do not save your game, and you have to make your way all the way up to the boss on foot. Obviously, because you can't use save point because it will save. So you have to make it all the way up to the boss on foot, and you need to make sure you don't die, because if you die, obviously the game will save. So once you've got that ready, that set up, guys, I'm just going to back up my save now. Yep, so that's ready to download again once it's got this ending. Well, I'm going to jump back in. Yeah, if you don't have means to back up, it means you'd have to go all the way up the Crimson Rains on foot. You know that final sort of red tower climb leading up to the final boss? All it means you've got to go back up there again. That's all. Yeah, so you come in here, and once you interact with this, guys, it's going to destroy your figures. This is it. This is the moment. You get the incense of the envoys. You have to have them 4 figures equipped, as I did. And you see they've all been destroyed. That's it. You can't use them now. They've been destroyed. So if you want to go into New Game Plus with the same save, you're not going to be able to use them. And some of them are quite good. So that's why you need to obviously be able to back up your save and whatnot. But once you've done that and you've got the incense of envoys, either make your way up to this save point on foot if you don't want to save, or if you have backed up your save, use the save point and warp up to here. So now what we're going to do, we're going to come all the way to the right. We've already beat that first boss here and saved it. We're going to interact with his corpse, and you want to choose to ascend. And when it asks if you want to give the incense of the envoys, choose yes. And then all we've got to do is kill the boss one more time. And because we've given the incense of the envoys before doing so, that's going to pop ending A trophy. Get another ending, and finally platinum. So when I recorded this, I'm still rocking that massive overpowered build where you can just freeze enemies in place, completely break them. Obviously, if you're playing this, if you're from the future and you're playing this, it's probably been patched. And you've got to fight him normally. But yeah, that's my Blasphemous 2 guide. Because yeah, straight after this, guys, it's going to be credits, and we're going to pop the final trophy and then the platinum. So yeah, I hope it's not been too bad of a journey for you. I don't think it's been I don't think this one's too difficult, really. I mean, rocking this build, of course it's not, but I think one thing about this, the fact that you do not lose your currency when you die, I think that's a big game changer with this. I think the first one, if you died, you lost your currency, didn't you? If you didn't get back to it on time. But on this one, you just sort of get a sort of penalty, sort of permanent penalty to your MP bar until you go and see the confessor and absolve your sins. It's funny because Lies of P, which I've been playing recently, that's actually gone the opposite way. So this way they've sort of removed that penalty of losing all your currency if you die again, you know, compared to Dark Souls type games. But Lies of P has gone the opposite way. They've made it even worse than Souls, because what happened in Souls games, you die, you have to get your currency back, your money, and on the way there you might get attacked and whatnot, but once you get to it you get it all back. But in Lies of P, if you get hit on the way back to it, you lose some of it, and it's quite a nuisance actually, because if you get hit, the enemy which hits you actually takes some of that currency, and you have to kill that enemy to get the currency back, and sometimes getting back to the currency you lost can be a bit of a nuisance. But yeah, it's very, it makes this much easier. I remember the first one, you know, yeah, if you died you had to go farm it all again if you died, you know, twice and lost it. But because you don't lose your souls, your Tears of Atonement, sorry, you're always progressing. You're always progressing. So I think that's what makes this kind of easier than the first one. You're always making progress, whereas in the first one, if you lost your soul, if you lost your currency, you're sort of back to, you can lose hours just because you lose your currency if you've been saving up for too long or so. But yeah, that's it guys, the final ending. I'll just skip through this, I don't spoil it. And there we go guys, Canvas of Light and Time, that's for getting ending A. And with that, the Platinum shall follow, the Penitent 2. And there you go, platinum should now be yours. So, I hope you enjoyed it guys, it's been a pleasure running through it with you. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video.